interesting weather pattern. And I want you to know, I don't sugarcoat this for you. I don't assume that you're a sixth grader. I assume you're highly technical. I try to bring your technical speed up on weather, and I try to kind of meet you in the middle. I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's get into it. All right, hold on a second here. And because I started over, I lost my screen. And so here we go. All right, so here's the radar. A couple of thunderstorms in the UP heading south, and everything shows me that we're in a weather pattern where in the thumb and around Saginaw Bay, you should watch it late this afternoon, this evening, for a line of potent thunderstorms. One model, the best model, doesn't show it all. The second best model has shown it all along to be the case. And so I just want to give you the heads up on that. Then we're going to see, I'm going to show you the upper air pattern. This is something, by the way, we could not do on television. Why? The news directors and the consultants, or as we like to call them, the insultants, said, no, your viewer can't handle that. We're like, okay. In fact, the wording was typically when you got pulled into the office, you're too technical. Talk to people like they're in sixth grade. Whatever. All right, so here's the high resolution rapid refresh model. This is the one that you see me use often for today, the first 12 hours or so. And it does not carry the thunderstorms to the south. So we're into this afternoon. It's beautiful, and it will be a beautiful day today, Thursday. It will be beautiful everywhere. Now, right there, 6 o'clock in the evening, it has a couple of thunderstorms out in Lake Huron. You'd say, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. And I guess by 9 o'clock, it brings something down into the thumb. Okay, so that's the only area that you're going to have to worry about the possibility of thunderstorm. And now, if we look at the North America model, the NAM, this is 5 o'clock this afternoon. And I've seen this pattern before. You get what we call a backdoor cold front. Usually the cold fronts come from the west. This one comes from the northeast. And so we call it a backdoor cold front coming from the wrong direction or the opposite direction. And what happens is that north wind over Lake Huron gets the cooler air going, and it sets up a line of thunderstorms across the thumb. So watch that 5 to 8 o'clock tonight. And don't be surprised if there's a vigorous thing. Hey, some folks are chiming in. Gios Capatia says, whatever's right, you give it to us, Mark. Thank you. Hey, good morning, Wayne Lynch. And Muskegon, Leroy, Elizabeth Platt, dry today and beautiful. Now we go into Friday. Friday's gorgeous, and Saturday is gorgeous as well. Okay, now here's the next technical thing, and you can handle it. I have to sort it out for you. I feel like it's just really easy to look at this map because I've been looking at it since about 1986. Okay? This is the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Okay? Mid-levels of the atmosphere, the steering level. This is, again, if they said, hey, all the data is down, you get one map, Mark, and you're going to have to make a forecast off of it, I'm going to use this map right here. And what you're going to see is a fairly, to me, amazingly strong August storm system coming Sunday night into Monday. Now, that's not to scare you as far as strong, tornadoes, all this stuff. Not so sure about that, but strong as in amount, duration of rain. You know, normally in the summer, we're still at less than 3 hours of rainfall on any storm system. This could be a 12 to 18 hour rain, much like what we would get in the fall sometimes. Oh, this is a rainy October, November day. That is probably coming Sunday night into all of Monday. And you'll see it as a big bend in the jet stream. These bends in the jet stream cause the air to circulate around, get the air rising. That causes a low pressure system, causes a widespread rain. And I'll show that to you in easier terms coming up. So here we go. This is the upper levels of the atmosphere. What you're looking at is basically the wind flow. This is everything here is 500 millibars. Now, this might be a little bit in depth here, but 500 millibars of air pressure. And what the map shows is what height that 500 millibars is. So when you see that red down in Texas and New Mexico and the Gulf Coast, that's the hot dome. When you see the other reds up in the Northeast, that's a cooler pattern. All right, so we go through to Saturday and we're beautiful. Now look at the kink coming. Look at what's happening is two storm systems now are combining. So there's a kink out in the Rockies coming across the Dakotas. This is Sunday afternoon. The kink is in Iowa through Missouri. This is Sunday evening, and the precipitation could be starting about that time. Oh, yuck, arthritis, says Sherry Lefebvre. Yeah. So this is Sunday night. This is Monday morning. That's a big kink in the upper airflow for this time of the year. That would be a normal kink in the winter. That's what those storms look like. But at this time of the year, it's fairly large. And then by Monday night, it moves off. But you'll notice that the cold pocket, the colder air aloft up to the north, is inching southward. When I look at this on Tuesday, again, if I woke up, if I was knocked out and I woke up and they said, look at this map, what day of the year is it? I would say, I think it's probably mid-September. They'd say, nope, it's August, early August. So we go through all next week, and that upper level cold low pressure center over Hudson Bay keeps the heat down to the southwest. And then we go out 9-10 days. What do you see? Another kink coming in from the northwest. That's another reinforcing cold front. So in other words, I don't want to say it's not summery, because the models are still coming up with 75 to 80, 81 degrees, beautiful weather. But if you're one of these, hey, I want 90 degrees in a couple of weeks of August, right now, it does not look like that is going to happen at all for you. And Colin Frick, you bring up a very good point. Our weather patterns now, we can have September weather for a couple of weeks in August, and that means August weather comes back in September, especially with the global warming trend, the climate change to a much hotter fall. You're absolutely right. We could turn around in September, could have the 2 weeks of 90 degree plus readings. All right, so now we looked at the upper air off of that model. We're going to look at the surface off of that model. This is going to show you the forecast. So we go into Friday and Saturday. Today, Friday and Saturday, beautiful, except for watch for the thunderstorms in the thumb this evening. This is Saturday night. This is Sunday morning. This is Sunday afternoon. We're still beautiful. We're ahead of the storm. We're in the warm, humid flow ahead of the storm into Sunday. So Sunday's a very summery day, probably a beach day. Now, this is Sunday night. This is Monday morning. Look at that. I'm going to get it closer for you so that you can see what's going on. Bear with me just a second. I'm going to put it on the Great Lakes sector. And I feel like this is why I called this kind of an amazing pattern, or however I termed it. So this is Monday morning. This is Monday afternoon. Look at that. We got rain everywhere. Monday morning into early afternoon. And this is Monday early afternoon into evening. We got rain. That's why I say this isn't just an hour or two thing. If you got something planned outside on Monday, this has been pretty steady. You're not going to want to do it. You're just not going to want to do it. You're going to be getting a quarter to a half inch of rain every 6 hours. It's a soaker. Now we're looking at Tuesday morning, the rain is over. And as we go out, this model shows that we continue with, here's another system next Thursday. And then remember, I showed you that I thought there was a cold front and a storm system coming toward the end of it. This is out at Saturday, August 12th. So about every 3 or 4 days, with Monday being the wettest. All right, so, sometimes the direct result forecast of the temperatures at the surface that the models put out don't really jive with what the models are saying is going to happen in the upper part of the atmosphere. I feel like the models are a little too warm, especially as we get into the second half of next week. Too warm for a surface temperature, but we are going to have some summery weather, I still want to emphasize, and it looks like we ease down on temperatures as we go into next week. So today's a warm day. Today, don't get me wrong, we're making it to the mid to upper 80s in most places. And tomorrow is a work skipper Friday, a little bit of a two temperature regime pattern. The thumb, northeast, northern lower Michigan, upper 70s, southwest lower Michigan, upper 80s, Detroit, Ann Arbor area, mid to upper 80s, and flips to the midsection of the state, somewhere in between in the low 80s. Saturday, 80s. Sunday, remember, ahead of the storm, there's this little tongue of warmth and humidity, and that's why we could have 90 degrees in places like Grand Rapids and Big Rapids and maybe Traverse City and maybe along the shoreline, maybe even in the eastern side of the state, definitely upper 80s and high humidity. Okay. And then Monday, we've got the rain. So this is probably a deceiving map because it'll probably be held down into the low 70s in a lot of places. Tuesday, 75 to 80. Wednesday, low 80s. Thursday, low to mid 80s. Friday, the next cold front. So 70s, low 70s in the north and upper 70s to near 80 in the south. And then Saturday in the low 80s. So the actual temperatures don't really show that we're going to be really cool. But I think we might end up being a little bit cooler out in the long run than what you think. Point being is, what can early August be? Early August could be 90 to 95, high humidity for 3, 4, 5 days, or it could be 75, and we're going to probably be on the lower end of what we could typically expect in August. Whew. That was quite a thing there, wasn't it? Now you know what's going on. Beautiful day today for most. Watch the thumb for thunderstorms. Don't be surprised if they're robust. I've seen it a lot of times. They blow through quickly. Half hour to an hour coming straight out of the north, down the thumb. Tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday are flat out gorgeous around Michigan, all of Michigan, and it's summer. Plan on the summer fun. Plan on jumping in the lake. Plan on boating. Plan on camping. Plan on being hot. And then Monday we'll watch for quite a rain-soaking storm system on the way, and I'll keep you updated on that if there would be any severe weather. And typically my feeling on that is early August is a severe weather time. You got the dynamics in the jet stream with that big kink. That's the number one producer of severe weather. You won't get any surface heating because it will start raining in the middle of the night, and that usually tends to kill the severe weather. But when the dynamics or the engine of a storm is strong, then sometimes that overrides and does produce severe weather. So we'll keep an eye on that and just be prepared, and have yourselves a great Thursday. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Adios.